Hello, everybody. This is another episode of Versus, the 604 Podcast Network podcast about 604 records, the music business, and so on and so forth. And I'm pretty excited about today's. I've got with me the members of the Victoria band, the Armchair Cynics. Hello. Gentlemen.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
Good day.
I will identify everybody going left to right from where I'm sitting. So we have Ken Kotu.
Hello, sir.
Did I say your last name right?
Well, it's probably how it's pronounced in a proper world, but my whole family for generations have pronounced it Coochie, and I'm known as Cooch.
Coochie.
A lot of people have nicknamed me Cooch.
You're making that up.
Nope.
You're not?
No, weird.
Okay. No, not weird. Why did I not know that?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
All right. And we have Ryan Ray to your immediate right.
That's me in the flesh.
No, to your immediate left, to my immediate right.
That's it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How are you, Ryan?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Wearing a Motley Crue shirt?
Yeah, I don't actually listen to Motley Crue.
Nor do I, but I did sign Tommy Lee to one record. You know that 604 has a Tommy Lee record?
I did know that. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, my children bought me this shirt, so
wow.
that's why I'm wearing it. They'll be happy to see it.
You know what I love about the Tommy Lee record we have? Here I am already going off on tangents. Is one of the songs was written and produced by Andrew McMahon, who's the guy behind Jack's Mannequin, who I think is one of the best songwriters of the last 25 years, in my opinion. So it's kind of cool that he's a bit of a hero to me. And who would have thought it's the Tommy Lee record that I get to have some interaction with him on? So there you go. And then to your left, my right, Aaron. And boy, even back in the day, I used to have trouble with your last name. I always want to put letters in that aren't there. Per tick? Per itch?
Yeah, pure itch. It's similar. No one really knows how to pronounce
How
it.
you pronounce it?
Patriturate. No, I'm not kidding. It's pure itch. My friend Todd always
I always want to put a T to big per tick.
You put extra letters as pure and rich, maybe pure or pure and itch, whatever. Pure itch.
And then to his left, my right, Adam Sutherland.
Yes, correct.
I got that right.
Spoken perfectly.
Yeah. And I'm of course Jonathan Simkin from 604, and this is a pretty interesting one to me because I get interviewed more than probably I'd like, but I get the question once in a while from interviewers. Is there one band that you signed and you think should have been huge? And I always say Armchair Cynics. Have you guys ever even seen those interviews?
That's very nice of you to say, and that always warms my heart to hear that.
Well, if you look at the Exclaim magazine 20th anniversary of 604, I'm pretty sure in that one it came up.
We'll look for it.
You should look for it. And I mean, you could probably take that two ways. It's like, here I am underscoring that it didn't do what I was hoping it would do. But let's face it, in this business, most things don't do much. And it's not like you didn't have any success, but I just always thought this was, was going to be huge.
And we really are thankful that that's the enthusiasm you had with us, because we all wanted that too. And of course, there's things that are out of our control. And so we're happy and grateful for every opportunity that was given to us, because none of us ended up some kind of casualty to the world of some kind. We all are resilient people, and that's why we were really happy to come back and do this.
Well, it's also, if you're signed to a major label, I think it's a different experience when things don't work out. It's just very cold and it's very.
Whereas we
don't stay in touch with any.
That's right.
It's
personal
just,
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
And whereas I've always been, sort of a little more, try to be a little more human about the whole thing and I think that's partly because I had so much experience dealing with major labels, that, I vowed when I started this one to not be that way. But I want to go back a little bit. We were just in a studio because the guys were great enough to come by today and do some recording in our soundstage, which we'll figure out when we're going to put that stuff out. But we were listening back in the in our control room, and I think we were listening to a song called Coal Mine, which must be 20 years old now. 2005,
I think we recorded in 2005 in Mushroom.
Yeah, so boy, it's it's a long time ago now, and I sort of blurted out, "What year is this?" Because it was disorienting. So, if you guys recorded that in 2005, when did I meet you? I don't even. I was trying to think about it. I don't remember.
Probably about 2003, because Ryan and I joined the band in 2002, and it was maybe about a year after that.
Do you remember how it happened?
Well, it was an ex-girlfriend of mine that I guess was
No
a
names,
musician.
please.
Yeah, we're not going to say any names, but she had connected with you with her music in some way and kind of reached out to you. And then
Luckily.
you asked her if she knew of any bands that kind of had anything going on, and she's like, "Oh, this guy I'm kind of dating has got a band that's pretty good." And you reached out to us, and we like met up pretty quickly after that.
You know, now that you say that, I remember it. And I think, I'm trying to remember why I knew that person. Because I think at that point, she trying to be a singer, or was she trying?
I think she might have been like, she had a lot of different things going on. But
Yeah.
she was very talented for sure.
For whatever reason, I met her. And the thing is, that's right at the beginning of 604. I mean, we only opened our doors really 2002. And those first couple of years, that was very typical. You know, I'd meet somebody who I knew was in the music scene or knew people in the music scene. Hey, do you know any great bands? You know, that's how you found bands. You asked around, and, you know, so that does actually ring a bell. I was thinking about Coal Mine, which is a song off of Killing the Romance. And I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember what you told me the lyrics were about?
No. Yeah, I do. It is a part about the music business. And there are parts about the reflection of making this work and having hopes and kind of not about you, so to say, pointing a finger at you, but you were on the mind as I wrote these things about making this work.
It's pretty funny. I mean, I remember you telling me that's right. I mean, I think what you said to me was specifically the lines, you know, it's high time you find diamonds in this coal mine called me. Yeah. You were kind of like, you know, that was me being pissed off that here I am sending you these demos and you're not reacting the way I want you to react. Are you in love with me, Ken?
I honestly never knew that the song had anything to do with that. I always thought it was a relationship.
Well, I wasn't sure if he was just trying to, you know, hey, he'll sign me now if he knows I wrote a song about him.
No, you know, like wanting it to work, because here's something I don't know if you know, is that in my life, I gave myself that if I didn't get signed by the time I was 30 years old, I was going to quit and I wasn't going to do it. And I think you signed us like 2 months before I turned 30.
Ouch.
Yeah, right. And so so it hit the deadline and I had to live up to it. So like all of this kind of played together, right?
Yeah, and I do remember there was a lot of back and forth. Again, I'm how I sign bands now is a lot different than how I signed them then, and I didn't know what the I was doing. Arguably, I still don't know what the I'm doing, but I really didn't know what the I was doing back then, and I was so cautious. And there were a bunch of bands in Victoria. In fact, this nameless ex-girlfriend of Adam's also turned me on to a band called Blue Monday. And they had to change their name. Remember Ben?
Yeah, Ben Luberts. Yeah, I think it was something else, and then they changed it to
and
Blue
then they
Monday.
had to change it to Blue Monday, right? Which not the greatest name I've ever heard.
It's a common trend. There's a lot of bad band names from Victoria.
But there was a great scene going on, man.
Well, there was an interesting scene going on in Victoria at the time. I mean, I like that band. Blue Monday was a great band, but, you know, not everybody's built for it, you know, and I don't think Ben was necessarily built for it. But, you know, I'm trying to think. I mean, I signed a lot of bands from Victoria. I was working with Cuba. That's even before 604. That was just as a lawyer. I helped him with his deal with Virgin. First band I signed to Light Organ, our alternative division, was Italian Edition. Remember them?
Yeah, because I produced that band. Yeah.
There you go. And then, of course, AJ, who became the producer Stint. I'm still his lawyer. He's a Grammy twice.
He's killing it, man. He's absolutely killing it.
And a great guy to boot.
Yeah.
And so I signed them, and I know there's others as well. There was always a lot going on in the Victoria scene, and I tried to sign Maurice.
Maurice is such a beast, eh? Like we spent time playing with him. We got to know him really well. And I always thought they were going to, you know, really shoot. They had that whole David Foster line going.
They should have gone with me.
That's it, you know.
Should've gone with me.
I don't even want to get into it. I produced a record with Maurice.
Okay.
Well, things kind of fell apart with that too.
That they didn't use because of the David Foster thing?
No, it was other stuff. But
no, Maurice is
very talented.
Is a little bit of a controversial figure in his own way, just like I am, I guess, but in different ways for different reasons. But funny enough, I ran into him out of the blue like 3 months ago in Nestor's supermarket by my house. And it was so like, he was like, "Hey, Jonathan." oh yeah, how you doing? And that was it, but that's funny. And in fairness to him, I hope he doesn't mind me talking about him, but he did at some point in time come to me and say biggest mistake they ever made was not signing with 604. But I got back a hold of you guys, funny enough, because I've stayed in touch with Ken. I did another project with him, but the reason I specifically got a hold of you guys again was a spring cleaning that we did at 604. This was like, I don't know, 6-10 months ago, maybe. We decided we've got all these boxes of discs and hard drives, and wouldn't it be smart to go through them and see what's there? And I'll be damned. There was a drive with Armchair Cynics, and I threw it on, and I was like, holy these songs are really good. What the like, why do I feel like I've never even heard these songs?
We appreciate you didn't throw us out with the spring cleaning.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, we did a lot of demoing when we prepared for our records. I think like the Starting Day record, we had something like 15 plus demos of songs that didn't make it on the record.
Well,
so there's a lot.
I have a list of the ones that we're going to be putting out. I think these are the ones we're going to be putting out. Still an ongoing conversation about how it's all going to look. Of these 7, 6 were recorded and produced by Adam, and 1 was recorded and produced and mixed by Dave Genn and then Warren Livesey.
Yeah,
which he'll be stoked. I stay in touch with Warren. He will be very excited to hear that one of his mixes is going to come out.
Yeah, well, that song was recorded for Killing the Romance. Like, it was fully produced along with the rest of that record, and then we cut it. Yeah, and then we cut that song for whatever reason. I don't know why.
What is the title? Picky, or
it's called A Moment Like This. Yeah. It was only called Picky because it had a picky guitar part.
Oh,
that's all.
What, the beginning?
Yeah, it's just yeah.
I love it, and when I heard it, like, I must have heard it back in the day. I can't honestly say I remembered it, but when I heard it, like, I was just like, what the why aren't we putting this out? And I think I probably emailed you pretty quick.
Yeah, I was excited.
Like, what are we doing?
And I was like, please do it.
Yeah. And then that just led to other things that led to you guys coming up to do some recording here, and no huge expectations, but like, hey.
No, this is super fun.
A lot of work though too. It's like I was telling these guys to go through these songs. We didn't remember how to play them or even how they went.
That's it, right?
And so just over and over playing it, getting back in the headspace of when we first recorded them and getting the details right.
Honestly, it's been really cool, like connecting with these guys again and, rehearsing and just like joking about old times.
Yeah.
We basically hang out almost every week. Just
and
so
it's back together, man.
Yeah.
Suddenly it's 20 years.
Now we're a dad band,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Totally.
Grandpa band almost.
Yeah, just about.
Well, you probably read or saw that we started this 604 Decades thing where I'm putting out records from bands from that period of time and even earlier. So we put out this record from the band Movieland, and we sort of figured out that was 32 years ago we recorded it. And I didn't even have a record label then. That was just, I was their lawyer.
I listened to your podcast and played that album, the one you put online, and it's cool. And it's from that era in the 90s.
Yeah, it's shoegaze.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome music. And they're talking about he's only here for a couple of years doing that. And then they've gone off to England.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Like, the whole story is pretty wild. Like, and I don't know if it came up in a podcast, but like when I got a hold of him, I hadn't talked to Alan in probably 20 years. And I somehow tracked him down, and we exchanged phone numbers and set up a call. And I said, hey man, what'd you ever do with that record? He said, well, nothing. I said, you didn't put it up online? And he's like, no. I said, what if I wanted to put it out? And there's this pause. I'm in my 50s, right?
Yeah, totally.
I said, dude, I wish I was in my 50s. I said, yeah, it's fine, man. I don't expect you to tour. It's not about touring. It's just about, getting that music out there.
Yeah, that's nice.
So, it's funny. You hit a certain age, and I find that the young people at the company are doing more of the new signings, and I am sort of turned my gaze backwards a little bit, mostly because that spring cleaning we had where I went, Jesus, we have so much great content that we never did anything with. So like another thing we're going to do with you is and we've already started, is upscale some of those videos, which I think I've shared all of them with you.
Looking great.
I think we did a Blaze, and we did Coal Mine, and we did Bang.
Yeah, because those videos came out at a time where YouTube's fidelity was not very good. I think they were like 480p or something, or like
now,
maybe even worse. Yeah.
And it drives me crazy. I would look, especially Coal Mine, looked like online. Still does. For those of you listening, it will soon be out in a upscaled format, which it's night and day. And it's funny because I'm not a big AI guy. Like, I don't give a shit that people make music with computers or computers can make their own. Doesn't excite me. It just doesn't. This was the first time AI excited me. The ability to go into an old video and restore it like you're restoring a masterpiece painting. I mean, to me, it's incredible. A blaze looks unbelievable just because, you know, there's so much fire effect in that video that it jumps out at you. So
we were talking about how our friends and that will watch that and they'll say, that's good CGI. And we're like, it's not CGI. We're on fire.
what do you remember about that video? Because it
was Colin Minahan produced.
Oh, it was Minahan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we got all these gels on us and we're on fire and someone stood by with a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, they were kind of like these weird pyro guys.
Do you remember where?
Like,
so it must have been in a
yeah,
No, we were in the
Emily
warehouse.
Carr, wasn't it? The Emily Carr place at the industrial part
Great
of
big
the
room, like a huge.
is it
I
not
must have
UBC?
been there, but
Some kind of
Yeah.
school.
yeah,
And there's a
interesting.
live art place in it. And there's a big kind of like almost
No, that was the art though, but I
Hangar.
think there's two places. But the actual blaze, like their flamethrowers, the guy had that torch. I didn't think it was in because the Ark's a building that people live in studios,
Yeah.
right?
down on the same
But it was right
property.
near
near
same
it.
property. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Now let's talk about the Coal Mine video for a sec. Was that Toronto?
Yeah.
And do you remember the director? Because I sure
It was like
don't.
Triton Films or something. He was
Oh, I think I do remember.
tall, half black guy.
Kevin DeFreitas.
That's it.
No, he did Bang. I can't remember the name of the guy that did Coal Mine, but he did a great job for sure.
Yeah, he was
The
good.
video was like really nicely
I
shot.
thought we found it on that one tape we had, the one recording. We had the studio edit one and had some information about who recorded it. Should look on there.
Yeah, we should look.
Yeah.
Well, when I was trying to find the right source material to upscale, I did have to go and look, and it's confusing because there's a few different bands we're doing this for, but I believe I went back to the woman from The Field because that was the production company, and I think it was the Kevin DeFreitas one where she said he's disappeared off the face of the planet. I have no idea, and I don't know if I told you this. You know how I finally was able to get the good source material was MuchMusic retains it all. You have to pay a fee, so I think for $100 they'll pull it from the library,
That's cool.
get you a digital copy. So then we upscaled from a digital copy, and that's why it looks so good.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Are those the only videos you did for us? Those 3?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
3.
Why didn't we do a second one on Starting Today? Anybody know? Remember?
No.
I think we just you passed on it. Like we didn't want to take it any farther.
We went to Radio with a Blaze, right? We must have because we did a video.
Yeah, we went to Radio with the Blaze, and then things kind of fizzled out after that. There was never a second single.
My memory of it is so vague now. It is so blurry. Because now I'll listen to the record, which, by the way, I listen to that record all the time and have since. Every year when I have that Spotify rap, Armchair Cynics comes up. And it's mostly that album more than the EP. And it's strange to me that Starting Today wasn't a single.
We love that song. We decided to play it today.
See,
Aaron
Aaron?
stood up.
I keep
See,
saying
Aaron
it.
stands
I know
up
it's
for
a
that
great song. I don't know. Is it my fault when I quit the band?
Yeah, no.
Is it bad timing?
No,
Is that what happened?
I think we were still a ways into the Ablaze single, and we were waiting to see what was going to happen with the next single. But I guess I don't know. Could we not decide? Like, what was?
I can't.
Yeah.
It's
There's
such
nothing
a
that
blur.
makes me remember.
I remember a couple of things, but again, the memory is blurry at this point. I remember that you left. I remember you were unhappy, and I don't remember why. I just remember you were, and I remember that you also had a bit of a I think it was almost like a life choice decision to make.
Everybody
about,
has quit the band. Every single player has walked away and said, F this. And then you come back to it. And it just all depends on how long we come back to it.
because this time it just took 20 years.
I mean, mad.
What's
better late than never, I guess. I don't know. It's
What's the next time going to be?
I might be dead, so you better not wait 20 years again. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, it's funny. I really don't remember.
I think it's multiple reasons is why. There's a lot of pressure, of course, on the band to, you're right at that point of having to fully jump in and commit and get on the road and stay on the road. And that's a game changer. So yes,
And you had a job. I mean, you had a full-time.
I was doing this on vacation time.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? So.
And you had a family. I mean, it wasn't like, I remember.
I wasn't jumping in full feet. So it wasn't making it,
And
easy. And that was the tough part about the whole being at 30 and being like, was it the time to go? And then the part of you is like, I'm going. And you're like, well, then get ready to suffer.
Yeah.
That kind of, because you're going to try to balance it and it's going to stress you
And you were
out.
30-ish. And most people are usually, 19, 20.
Exactly.
Which makes a big difference too. Exactly. So, whatever. You know what?
Them's the breaks, boy.
Them's the breaks. And it's a funny business. And I mean, you just never know. And again, most things don't
No hard feelings. Yep. No hard feelings at all. Never has been.
But that's why something like this is so satisfying, because it's like, you know what, kind of go full circle and kind of go like, it's kind of brutal. I look at the world this way, but to me, I take it personally, and it's like, okay, they didn't become the biggest band in the world. Well, guess what? We're going to, I'll show you now,
We admire that.
So, I mean, I'm so excited about putting this stuff out. I just think, so we're going to have a bunch of new content. There'll be upscaled, older videos. And again, this is stuff we're still talking about. So I'm pretty sure there'll be a vinyl element to all of this.
Yeah. That's what we like to hear.
Yeah. There's the stuff we recorded today, which sounds great. And there'll be some video with that. I would love to make a music video for Starting Today. No, but there's a few songs on that album and the first and the EP, but that album that really, I still find very personally affecting, that one. And that's why I know not too long ago, I made you get me the lyrics so I could put them up on Spotify. Cause I'm like, these lyrics are amazing. Why aren't they on Spotify?
That's great. It's beautiful that you see that. And it's beautiful that it resonates and echoes after all this time.
Well, that song is so, it's such a song of kind of redemption. And I really, maybe you get older and you sort of, I don't think I hear it the same way today that I heard it at the time. It didn't mean really the same thing. And the other one on that album that I probably listened to more than any other one, you want to guess?
No, I can't know.
Can't Sleep.
Can't Sleep.
Oh, we started trying to learn that.
Yeah, I've been playing it because that's the one. We got a funny story. Yeah. Remember Ken one time insisted on working at Costco, and he had us come in and play it in Costco. Remember that?
And that's what we play with a string quartet.
We had a quartet, but that song was recorded, of course, in Vancouver, but a quartet, or maybe there are 5 people playing strings. They play string, does a real strings in that.
And what part of the song?
You can hear it. It's there. Well, everyone's so used to synthy kind of sounds now. It does become this other thing. Those
long held whole notes, so just, and in that the strings are sweeping between those notes. So right from the beginning in that song, you'll hear it.
I don't know what that song's about, and maybe it's not about anything specific, but it certainly is, to me, it's like, it's just such a song of comfort and like.
Yeah. It's just speaking to the side of somebody being nice, that and caring.
Yeah. So, and then let's talk about the EP a bit too. Although I should say, just for the record, so for Starting Today, produced by Dave Genn, entire album?
Entire album. Yeah.
That's right. Did you guys have co-production credit?
I don't believe so.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's a foggy area, right? Because we demoed a lot of the songs like pretty thoroughly. So obviously some of like the production ideas from the demos got carried on into the.
Yeah. And I think it's more common now for bands to get co-production credits than it used to be then. It used to be such a more sort of, clear delineation. And then Warren mixed the whole album.
Mike Fraser mixed it.
Why the did we get Mike Fraser? And I love Mike, but usually
we wanted to do something different. I mean, sometimes you just try somebody else, right?
But it's funny because there's so much like sort of subtlety and intricacy on that record. And usually I get him for things that are more like a sledgehammer to the head rock,
Maybe no one else was available.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, Mike. No. No, Mike's amazing. Love Mike, and he's done.
Come on, AC/DC.
And he's done a lot of Marianas Trench for me. And in the early days, I love Mike, and he's a great man. Like just a lovely man too. But is that funny? I did look at the liner notes today, and I don't even remember seeing that. And then the EP was, you had a couple of the songs, I think the singles actually, were produced by Chad Kroeger
So
and Joey.
Bang and Surprise Ending. Surprise Ending wasn't a single off of that record.
Oh, that was Chad and
but
Joey.
those two were Chad and Joey. And then Coal Mine was Dave.
Okay, so for those listening, Chad is Chad Kroeger, who from Nickelback, who is the co-owner of the label, and Joey is Joey Moi, who now has become arguably the biggest country music producer in the world. Morgan Wallen, Florida Georgia Line, and many, many, many others. But back then, him and Chad were sort of
We stayed at his house. Yeah, he was just
at Chad's place out in Abbotsford.
No, we stayed at Joey's house.
Joey's
Joey
house,
was
Which
awesome.
was Chad's old house.
Right.
That's right.
You're right. Good memory on that. That's right. And who would have mixed it? Joey?
Joey would have mixed it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Is that interesting? In my brain, it was Coal Mine, but now that you say it, of course, Coal Mine sounds more like a Dave Genn
Yeah.
sort of production.
And that was like Coal Mine was like a test song with Dave. It was the first song we had done with him. And then we ended up doing the rest of that record.
And we
Do you
went to
remember
Mushroom.
chronologically? Was it the Joey Chad songs
I think it
first?
was Surprise Ending, Coal Mine, then Bang. And then I think we recorded the rest of the E EP.
Chad and Joey songs would have been recorded where? At Chad's house?
Yeah, Mountain View.
At Mountain View. And the Dave songs would have been, is that Mushroom?
Mushroom, mainly. And then there's a couple places we used. So we did Mushroom, and then, what's it, Greenhouse? Greenhouse, maybe.
It's actually possible that Bang was recorded after the whole EP was recorded. Do you guys remember? Did we write that song after and then you guys were like, we got to record that song?
I remember being, and that might be the case. And see, back then, and still the case for Chad, so busy and so in demand that it was hard to get him to, but I think you might be right that I maybe played him a demo and he went, I want that one. I want to do that one. And I have this very distinct memory of being out at Mountain View with you guys. But for the life of me, I can't remember which song or, anything. I just remember.
That was quite an experience. It was.
No, I say it was those two on that same board out there in the room.
Oh yeah, that's funny too. We figured that out today. The board that we were recording the guys on today here at 604 is actually the world famous Little Mountain board, which was also the board that Chad had at his studio for a decade.
These things are sacred.
I did have one thought. We got offered a Theory of a Deadman tour. And if I remember correctly, I think we said no. And I think you were worried about work. And I kind of remember that being a bit of a key to this, oh boy, am I wrong? Is anybody wrong?
Yeah, that was a little bit of a turning point because we were charting well with Bang out Western Canada. And we needed Eastern Canada to happen, to start getting some of those ads. And then that was when we had some problems.
Okay, so we've resolved that. It's Ken's fault.
That's, as long as you have someone to blame.
Can't blame the drugs.
I'm sure I didn't make it easy. I'll tell you that. So you're probably right.
Well, it's all good. You know what else would be interesting to hear from you guys is a little bit about other bands in the Victoria scene at that time. Who did you used to play with?
Grace Nocturnal.
Oh God,
That was one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
The Boys.
The Set was another band.
The Set.
Money Shot.
Money Shot.
Yeah. Acres of Lions. There's another
Acres
one.
of Light. You know what? I'm going to hit you up for all those names because those sound like great things for 604 decades. Leroy Stagger.
Leroy
Oh, that's right.
Wasn't
Yeah, good
that-
old Leroy. He moved to Langford.
I'll translate this. These are people from the island talking about island locations.
It's weird stuff.
Well, the island's a weird place. When I was a criminal lawyer before I met you guys, I had clients there because I had a few Hells Angels clients and they were over on the island. And I learned a lot about the island back then, which is there are lifestyles and things happening on that island that, you're able to do things there really outside of the sight of civilized society.
That's right. Because they're not coming to get you. They're not coming to save you.
It could be Wiccans. It could be Hells Angels. It could be grow ops. There are things happening on that island, and funny enough, I love Victoria, but I still feel like I don't understand it. And there's areas of that city that I almost find scarier than areas of Vancouver,
You've always said that. Yeah.
especially by the water at night.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever had a trouble. I probably maybe have had trouble down there, but nothing sticks out in my mind when I was young.
Well, there's also a lot of, and I don't say this as to make light of or fun of the homelessness issue, but a lot of homeless people. And I remember there's that 7-Eleven that's on, is it Yates? No, it's right. Because you'd go there and there'd always be these kind of people from Quebec for some reason.
Yeah, they came out this way because it was cold there and it was warm here.
Yeah, so I always just found it, again, not judging any of it. I just found it strange. I just was always
Different stuff going on.
yeah,
there.
there's like so close, but yet so far from Vancouver. It's kind of funny. So I think of the four of you, Adam's probably the one who's kept his hands in music the most since then. Is that a fair?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I haven't been producing as much as I was about 5 years ago, but my career was producing and running a studio, and that was my extension of coming out of Armchair Cynics.
And you're still doing that, right?
And not as a full-time job. I'm just kind of picky and choosy about what I do, which is kind of a nice place to be, because that's kind of what burns you out is, just working every day on music.
And if you don't mind talking about it, you don't have to, but what do you do? Like, what do you do when you're not doing music?
Oh, something completely different than music.
Wrestling? Are you in wrestling now? No.
Well, one of my hobbies that I've had for quite a long time sort of became my business. I farm coral for saltwater aquariums.
Holy mother.
Yeah.
He's very good at it.
Pretty well known for it
So like you put on the scuba gear?
No, it's basically like, think about like it's like marine aquaculture. It's like
Well, you're growing it.
kind of like a grow up with aquariums.
Can you smoke the coral?
No, you can't smoke
You can't
the coral. But no, it's all about keeping the coral alive. And I ship coral across Canada. I actually have a podcast that I run, and I talk to people around the world. That
Go
are
ahead
into
and promote
that
it.
stuff.
What's it called?
Yeah, it's called Beyond the Reef. It
There
probably
you
won't be
go.
interesting to the average person, but you never know.
Do people buy coral? What do people buy coral for?
For saltwater aquariums, for reef aquariums.
Wow. Okay. Wow. It's partly I'm saying wow because I didn't know you were doing that, and partly because it's amazing what people can do in this world. I mean, who would have thought that was a thing? But
I mean, the cool thing is like I said, I can be picky about what I say yes to when it comes to music. In the past, it was like when it was what I had to do to make money, I would have to work with some bands that, I didn't love what they did.
Yeah.
And it sort of took some of my creative output, and, I didn't really want to work on my own music as much, so now I kind of am freed up to just kind of say hell yes only, really.
got you. Okay. Well, that's interesting. And Aaron, what do you do?
Well, yeah, it's funny you talk about music. I think all of us have stayed in music to one degree or another, but I played with my friend Johnny Galactic, a little band after Armchair Cynics, just to keep playing because it's such in our blood and our passion, and Ken, Buckle, and Toad. But for work, I've always worked in IT. So I work with software developers and still do, actually. So used to working with really, really smart people, really talented people. Not that these guys aren't really smart and talented.
He's a
people,
fireman. He's a fireman.
What would somebody hire you to do?
Well, so I work for a big firm called DXC, or Advanced Solutions, which is owned by a big American or multinational. So I lead a team of software developers. So
they have clients in Victoria.
Oh, absolutely. Government town. So most of it's government type contracts. So Ministry of Transportation or Ministry of Finance and what have you. So when they need a big application or even a small one, our teams do it. And we build these the software. Yeah, it's good.
Ryan?
Well, I own and operate a small excavation business.
Ah.
So I drive trucks and dig holes and I prep for foundations and perimeter drains and all that sort of fun stuff. Play in the muck. And I also play in an AC/DC cover band.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And
It's great.
do they have like a regular gig in some pub or something?
No, we just play wherever, 4, 5, 6 times a year, up and down the island sort of thing. And it's a ton of fun. No egos. Everybody just gets together and has a great time.
Jesse
Super
Roper's
fun.
in it.
Yeah, Jesse Roper's our Angus Young.
There's another Victoria name for you.
Yeah, but who is that again? It's that
Jesse
one's
Roper?
Yeah, like I know who that
No,
is.
he's doing awesome.
What kind of music?
Blues rock.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
bluesy
call it
rock.
blues
Yeah.
rock.
That's probably why it's not totally in my
No,
radar.
it's not your
'cause
ball house.
Not really.
Wheelhouse.
Yeah, it's not. And so he's sort of your age-ish, and he's still out there doing it.
Well, you're good friends with Ryan,
He's
basically,
Ryan's
right?
age.
You guys are
Wow.
we're all friends. with
He's
Jesse,
doing
but-
it, not just doing it. He's
Making money. And,
yeah,
all over
yeah,
the
he's
world,
doing well,
I
and
think.
he's
Good for
heading
him.
out through America in another week or two, all the way down to Miami, and went through Europe a couple times last
Wow.
year, and I think he did the US 2 or 3 times last year.
unbelievable.
I think he did over 100 shows or so last year.
Jeez. That's
Maybe
great.
80. I don't know. Good for him though.
Yeah. And you're at the same job, like same company at least.
I've been there 26 years.
26 years.
But I'll tell you, I couldn't write anything down on my resume Like, what do I do? Because I don't really do much. And that is exactly how I like it. It's been great.
Did you have much contact with Chad? I mean, obviously he produced a couple of songs, but like,
Not really. No.
do you feel like you know him?
We never had his phone number, you know, so
Is that true?
yeah, no, we never had his number. So it's not like we could just text him or call him up.
I was just saying, talking about the house that Chad Kroeger Studios at, and that he had sold it, and when he regained it, it had a helipad and like this giant sort of barn that wasn't there before, and he's kind of converted it into a like honky tonk.
That's weird.
So he just turned 50, and he had his 50th birthday party, and he had it in his honky tonk, and he hired the band Took to play. Do you guys know who that is?
No.
It's Todd Kearns.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
all they do is cover CanCon hits from the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Wicked.
It was awesome. And they played Innocence by Harlequin. Anybody remember that song?
Innocence.
And Ralph James was in the crowd. And of course,
Oh.
Ralph is their agent, but was also in the band Harlequin. He's got to be 73, 74. He got up on stage and busted it out, man.
That's the spirit.
It was awesome.
It's great.
It was awesome. But I don't know. What else? Anybody have anything particular they in mind?
I just want to say thank you.
Oh, you don't have to keep saying that. Thank you. I love
agree.
that. I'm so happy that doing this makes me really makes me happy. Like I said, I always felt like this was a band who deserved a bit better than they got. And although again, I don't want to make it sound like it was some disaster. Sure as hell wasn't. And it's funny, you've even maintained an okay following on Spotify somehow, and we still get emails like. We'll get emails to the store in particular, and it's often from Americans asking if there's vinyl.
Beautiful.
Some bands just seem to have, and I mean, I don't want to get into like, oh, here's what we're going to do, but I mean, I got a few ideas. Like I want to do a few fun things. And the good news is it won't involve you having to really do jack unless you want to, but you don't have to, like I'm the content can do the work here, I think. So what do you think? You think you might play a show or two, or is that just not even?
As it sits right now, that's up in the air. We've talked about it though.
Pretty sure Rifflandia would have you. Wouldn't that be fun?
That'd be fun.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's funny that there's been a real change in radio formats now. And of course, there's also the very fact that terrestrial radio just doesn't matter that much anymore. I'm going to rephrase that. It still matters, not as much as it used to, is really what I meant to say. Because, as you remember, when you guys signed early 2000s, it was radio and that was it. And if you didn't have radio, boy, it was hard to have a career. And major labels for the most part were the gatekeepers, and that was kind of it. And boy, has that changed. Major labels are still important, but I mean, I know so many bands who've broken through and never gotten any radio. TikTok or YouTube or Spotify or like, do you remember Faber Drive, who was on the label?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you know who Dave Faber's kid is?
Oh yeah, he's like a hip hop artist, isn't he? He's doing pretty well.
Pofu. That kid Pofu. Pofu? I'm sorry, Dave, if I'm getting the name wrong. But so he, and I probably have the story slightly wrong, but he put out a song with a sample. And as many people do now, like they'll put it out on SoundCloud or they'll put it out, somewhere where the fact that they don't fully own the copyright doesn't matter, and he put out that song. I'm sure you guys know it. Don't think and done a thing for my head. Do you know that song? Coffee for My Head? Is that what it's called? Okay, it's got over 1 billion streams.
Wow.
No way.
No
Wow.
kidding. Holy.
And again, I don't think I have the story wrong. It blew up on TikTok, and then Columbia Records swooped in and bought the song and cleared the sample.
Crazy. Yeah. If you catch the right thing on TikTok too, it's like, yeah.
All right, well, guys, thank you so much. I'm really excited, and the thing is, we still have so much more to do here. Like, we're doing this taping today while the band was here recording in our soundstage, but we're still going to figure out what we're putting out, when we're putting it out, how we're putting it out, which is, when you love a project, nothing but joy. So, okay. Thanks everybody. Again, 604 Verses. You can hear this on all the places you can hear podcasts, and keep your eyes and ears out for more things Armchair Cynics coming later this year. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you.